right? That's where the training has to be, like Hatzalah, which train constantly. You can't afford that. Each hesitation is showing her, I don't trust you. But you don't really trust me, but you're letting me do it anyway, which reinforces the opposite. So a lot of times we end up doing it anyway at the end, after. So why every time hit the brake? Every time we hit the brake, it causes damage. Right. And that's wonderful. And we're all human and we're going to make mistakes, but we have to train to not make mistakes. We have to train to not hesitate, because the answer, sure, honey, what a great idea. Look what that does to her. Really, it was a great idea. Wonderful, of course. It's so great. We should pay you, because people pay people to house sit their home so it doesn't look empty. We should pay you. That's amazing. Have a great time. What's the vibe that you feel now from me? That you're smart and I love you and I'm happy for you. That's the vibe I want. That's good vibes. You do that for 5 years, you end up with a kid who knows my mother, my father, trust me. The other way, it's always, what? Oh, you want to what? Oh, yeah. And what happens by the end of the year? They're like, yeah, my mom thinks I'm stupid. My father doesn't trust me. They'd rather I don't take the car. I bashed up this. I messed up this. I'm an F up. And guess what? If I'm an F up, to quote her, what she said, nebuch, that's what she thinks about herself. Then the F up kids who think they're F'd up do F'd up things. And that's what they end up in doing, because I don't feel that I'm good. So I need mom and dad to say, what a great idea. Sure, honey. It's what I call the sure, honey method. No matter what it is, your first reaction is sure. Not because their ideas are good. That would be easy. If the ideas are good, you're not going to have a good idea from her that you're comfortable with for the next few years. You have to realize that. Every idea that she comes up with is not going to be an idea that you're comfortable with. And you're going to say to her, of course, you're so smart. Why? Because down the road, I want to get out of here. I don't want to be in Kipville anymore. I want you guys to graduate this place. And you're doing all the good stuff. But now stop hitting the brake. Stop hitting the brake. When you're on black ice and you hit the brake, it causes a spin. You're going to end up saying yes anyway, and then you're undoing the damage that you did by hesitation. You're at the level of black belts that just don't hit the brake. Get used to responding. Sure, of course. Amazing. Why? Again, you're going to end up saying yes anyway. Don't hit the brake. You do 100 times a year that you say yes. You end up hitting the brake 100 times. Not worth it. And because I want to get out of here in 2 years from now. You know, unless the idea is something that's going to hurt other people, you know, which they're not going to ask you those kind of ideas, especially our kids where we're bombing with the gift bombs and they're calm. Our TP kids are sweethearts. They're not looking to hurt anybody. Now, at the same time, we have a problem. She's going to be home alone. We have an issue. We have a problem. We have to look for solutions to the problem. Number one is, I always say, make sure you call your insurance broker, because when you come back, there may be no house there. Because our kips have been known to start a fire, put some oil on a pan, and go out to smoke some weed and come back 6 hours later and forget that things could happen. Call the insurance. Make sure you have insurance for the home. If you have any valuables, you might want to remove them. That's smart, because you don't know we trust her, but not her friend. But even if we don't trust her friend, maybe we do trust her friend, but not her friend's friend. And not her friend's friend's friend, who they put open house party. We've had kids today who are from married with kids who back in the day threw an open house party in their parents' house with strangers, and stuff was broken and partying like a nightmare. We have a family that came home, their couches were outside on the front lawn. They went into the bedroom and their underwear was thrown out, was like all over, and the beds were used. Nightmare. Nebuch. But we have to carry our kids past that. We know how to say, get out of the house. That's very easy. That's the other method. We know how to condemn and criticize and all that. But we want to carry those kids to becoming calm, happy, and making good decisions. How do you get a kid who's broken to make good decisions? Is fix the brokenness. Fixing the brokenness is by saying, what a great idea. Sure, fantastic. And then, yes, we have a kashrus problem. We ask the Rav. It's a serious question. We ask the rabbi. But I just want to point out again, this girl who you're so sure in a certain way that she's like ready to, right? she doesn't, you know how deep her trauma is if she doesn't know how to do kashrus? You know, deep her trauma.
Does. Yeah.
She like forgets and it's not, you know, you would trust your housekeeper from Mexico in your house, but you wouldn't trust your daughter because she's not going to have it in her mind. Milchiks, fleishiks, that's just very damaged. Very damaged. She doesn't look it from the outside, but internally, if you don't think that she's going to keep milchiks and fleishiks, and that's a concern, then think about how damaged she is and how pressure and criticism is never going to be good for her. I don't believe in locking doors. I believe that the message of that is very clear, that I'm in a dangerous neighborhood and this is not a free country. I think you should take things with you that are valuable. You should whatever you have valuable to. You should, if you have silver, take it to the silver store or to a neighbor and say that you're getting it polished. If you have jewelry, take it with you or put it in a lockbox. I'm all for taking precautions, but stifling her and making her feel untrusted and then letting her do it, that's like the worst of all worlds. It's not easy. You know, this is a horrible situation. It's so not normal to even have this conversation. Whoever thought that we would be having this conversation 10 years ago? But this is the reality. The reality is these are her friends, and her friends don't scare me. It's her friends posting something and other people coming. That's what scares me. It's scary. It's scary. I was just at a wedding last year of this boy who, about 7 or 8 years ago, when the parents came to me, he threw an open house party when the parents went away for Shabbos. And they live in a very frum neighborhood next door to a shul. There were girls, there were boys, there was very little clothing. There was a lot of bad stuff. When they came home, the lawn was littered with beer and bottles, and it was, the whole house smelled like, it's horrible. But I was at the wedding, you know, like last year, and he's frum and he's wonderful and he's such a nice, normal person. So it's not that I want kids to trash their parents' homes. It's that I want to get them better. And what gets them better is when we tell them, you're so smart, what a great idea. And then we have to take care of outside to make sure we have a kashrus problem. We ask a rav. We had a rav that told the family how to kasher the stuff. It's not that hard.
Uh-huh.
We also had a rav that told the parents they bought a new set of silver from, I forgot which place, which has a lifetime. They could exchange it every time it gets strafed. They exchange it in Costco or whatever it was. You know, these things are not so expensive, but the oven could be kashered and the microwave is very easy to kasher. And if we feel that we have a problem, we could do that. There's somebody else that put a camera in the kitchen so they can look back and see if they have a treif problem. Without the kid knowing, they put in a camera, just maybe. But the quicker that we bake into her this, that we trust you and that you're responsible and what you do is good and what your brain says and what your conclusions are wonderful and smart, the healthier she will be, and then the better type of friends that she will attract, and then the more that she'll be careful and feel responsible about her life. You're doing great, and that's part of the training is to get quicker reflexes. You know, we got to get the reflexes faster. I would love, Robert, I would love for you to go on a trip with her, to be able to go daddy and daughter alone. Each parent needs to be able to get to that 100% and then have that NKN with each parent makes them strong, especially with the opposite, you know, boys with their moms and girls with their fathers. Very important. More love that she has and romance and love that you shower on her and buy her a daddy's daughter necklace and bracelet and beautiful jewelry and stuff. The more that she has from you, the safer we are in many, many different categories. Gashmius, benafshius, beruchnius, emotional, physical, for addiction, for frumkeit, for not hooking up with bad boys who just give her attention. I mean, if somebody pulls up in a hot sports car and sees her and you know, how's she going to say no? But if she has an amazing relationship with both parents, but especially the father, that's going to hold her back a little bit. She gets the male, and we have it here in group all the time. All the time. We had over here a mom that said the story of her daughter. She's very beautiful and she has a friend and the friend has a sugar daddy. If the friend they were underage, 17, 18, something like that, 16, 17, 18, I don't remember the age, has like a 60-year-old man. And he takes the friend around the world, gives the friend a credit card, and buys her gifts. And it's a very mutually beneficial relationship. And this guy saw this girl, the friend's friend, and told his, I don't know what you call her, tell your friend I want her to come also. She should also come over when we go on vacation, going to Florida, we're going to Puerto Rico, we're going to Cancun, and tell her I have a credit card I'll make with her name. And she said, no. She said, what do I need him for? My parents gave me a credit card, and everything I need I get from my parents. And her parents are not, by any stretch of the imagination, wealthy. They collected money to be able to give to her. And they gave and they gave and they gave. And when it came to that thing, she was like, ugh. The other girl doesn't know ugh. She can't say ugh because she so desperately needs. So she tells herself, it's okay. I enjoy it. But she's really being used for her body. It's horrible. But she can't say ugh because it's very enticing. So she says, yeah, I enjoy it. We enjoy each other. And I enjoy being able to shop. This girl was able to see it for what it is and say, I don't need to sell my body for your credit card. I have money from my parents. Very not wealthy, very smart. And they collected money, and they did trips with her and gifts with her and jewelry. And she had everything whatever I need, I have from my parents. She was saved. So that's what we're doing. And it's not always, that extreme example where we mamish save her from becoming, you know what that does to the self-esteem of a girl? It would be horrible. But even 50%, 30%, we save them, we make them more normal. We need mom and dad to be baking in the love. I'm crazy about you. The you that you are. Not trying to fix you, not trying to change you, not trying to make you mature, not trying to make you understand the value of the dollar and correct you. That is not what we're doing. We're nurturing. We're underneath. We're not on top giving advice. We're either the same, or I like us to be on the bottom. Always a vibe of, wow, you're so smart. That's amazing. You're fantastic. What a great idea. Or like we had before, I need your help. Can you help me? Thank you so much. You're amazing. I can lean on you. It's great. Wonderful. I like jet skiing. The father went jet skiing or climbing. There's a lot of hugging and holding each other and being there for each other. We're there for you. Ask her advice. You don't have to listen to the advice. That's cuckoo. But ask advice. What would you do in this situation? Wow, that's so smart.
Yeah.
Keep on boosting that NKN. That's the medicine. That's the vitamins to make her healthy. And how do you know that you're doing a good job? When you see in the next trip in a year or 2 or 3, when she's in a similar situation and she makes the choice that you would have wanted her to make. That means that we are doing our job. The student is getting an 80. The teacher is doing a better job of getting the information into the student. We are going to nurture our kids, and then all of a sudden she's going to think more normal, so she's going to act more normal. And then we sit back and we say, we did that. She's maturing well, Baruch Hashem. And then don't switch, because a lot of parents say, oh, now she's normal. Now we can give advice and criticize. Why would you go back to that? It's outdated. Take it out of your brain, hang it up on the walls of parenting that do not work. Criticism and criticism and criticism. It's not our way.